Hi everyone, hope everyone is doing well. Sorry for the raspy voice. I haven't had my morning coffee, so here we go. That feels good. Still, just excuse me if I take a sip now and then. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're reading lots. I know I say that all the time, but I hope you're reading, finding something interesting to read. My next book that I read after Where the Lost Wander, it is Unsinkable by Jenni L. Walsh. Now, this came out a little over a year ago, so it's still fairly new. And dual timeline, but the main character is in both, which is really quite cool. So I'll read it from the back and I'll go from there. Just one more thing before I need to do, because I somehow seem to forget some things, and so yeah, just doing something so I remember, because sometimes I've done this and okay, there we go. Yeah, the book is called Unsinkable. It's by Jenni L. Walsh. I can't remember where I found out about this book. I think it was Litsy, or I heard about it somewhere, or maybe I think I may have heard it from Thoughts from a Page, but that might be it where I found it, but I don't know. Anyways, here's the premise. Violet Jessup is Miss Unsinkable. After her mother becomes too ill to work, the responsibility to provide for the family falls to Violet, as the oldest of 9. When the world enters the Great War, she serves as a nurse helping men who could very well be her brothers. Working as a stewardess and wartime nurse, Violet not only survives a shipwreck, but also 2 sinkings, one on the infamous Titanic. No one else can understand why she would return to sea, but something keeps drawing Violet back to the tumultuous waters, where she struggles to put the tragedies of her past behind her and pursue a life and love all her own. This is the second storyline. Daphne has survived calamity of her own. Daphne Chaunderson grows up as an unwanted child after her mother died in a tragedy. She throws herself into education, collecting languages like candy in a desperate attempt to finally earn her father's approval. When the Special Operations Executive invites her to be an agent in France in World War II, her childhood anonymity and her love of languages make her the perfect fit. She sees it as an opportunity to help the country she loves and live up to her father's expectations. But the dangers of war challenge Daphne in ways she could never could have expected, and the secrets from her own past must be faced for her to truly have a future beyond the conflict, if she can survive it. Inspired by the true stories of Violet Jessup and the 39 women of the Special Operations Executive, 2 unsinkable women, 2 stories of survival, family, and finding one's own happiness. One connection that reshaped both their lives forever. I gave this a 4 out of 5. I probably would have given it more if I can't remember why I gave it a 4, but I think there was something in the middle of the book. It just kind of seemed to drag a bit. I think that's usually why I give a 4 out of 5. It just kind of seemed to drag. A very good book. Very excellent book. I really highly recommend it if you're a fan of history, fan of Titanic, and a fan of, I guess, World War II fiction and spies going underground. Yeah, I mean, I really did like it. I really did enjoy it. And I liked the fact that um, the author gave Violet an happily ever after in the book. Apparently, in real life, she didn't marry, or we don't know. She may have done it secretly, but nothing that was official. She did actually marry, but she divorced him. But not the guy that apparently she's hooked up with. But it was a really good book. It was a fun read. I just flew through this book. I think I read it in a day and a half. So I started on February 24th and I finished it by the 25th. It was done. And I really actually should have given it a higher rating, but I didn't. But like I said, it was sorry, need sustenance while I do this. Yes, it is a Pals Books mug if you want to know. So I like it because it has. I liked it because it had an umbrella with books coming underneath it. Yeah. Anyways, that's not the point today. But yeah, I really liked this. It was really a really good story. Personally, I think it'd make a great mini series on a streaming service like Apple or Netflix or Amazon or wherever you can do it. It'd be a great series. I think the story of Violet Jessup is so unremarkable. Is so remarkable. I know I almost said unremarkable, but I meant remarkable. That she would go on back on a ship. In fact, she talks about it early on in the book. I think it's within the first few chapters. She talks about how just before she got on Titanic, she actually was on another ship that nearly had a collision in the harbor, or had a collision. It was quite massive, actually, and she's always wondering, why does this happen to me? And this was when she was still fairly young, but it's the resolve of her to continually do something that there's fraught danger with. I think is just absolutely amazing, and I think, yeah, she is a remarkable woman. I would love to read like a biography of her, even though she doesn't really come from, according to the book, her life is not that remarkable in a lot of senses, but it is remarkable because she just went continually back to the ships. Even her last journey was in the 1950s, I believe, and it was actually on the ship that they mention here in the book. And she, even at, I guess it was her 50s, after World War II, and being on land, she was not a landlubber. She loved the ocean, and she knew it. It was interesting. There's one scene in there during World War II, World War I, I mean, where she is working in an office, and after she's had an injury, and the her boss knows that this is nothing's going to stop her. She likes going on the sea. It's just something that I guess, yeah, just she loves. I mean, why would you do something like that that's conceivably so dangerous? Because you like it. Simple as that. And that's what she loved. She loved helping people, and she loved working on ocean liners when that was a valid, she loved doing that sort of work. Anyways, really good. I highly recommend this book, even if you're not a nonfiction, even if you're not a historical fiction fan. I would say read it. fascinating book. It's a fascinating story, and it's well told. And I hope to see you fairly soon. Bye for now.